You know, sometimes you'll find a game that completely and utterly takes you by surprise and also astounds you because for the game we're reviewing today, it was made by one guy. One guy. One guy. So hello, my brave knights, princesses, and princesses, and today we are reviewing Bright Memory Infinite. I played this game Monday. And beat it Monday because this game is short. It's only like 3 hours long, and that's depressing because that's probably the only gripe I have with this game, besides one other thing that I'll mention as we get into this review. But yeah, my only gripe with this game is that it's short. I want more. For starters, as always, we have the graphics, we have the resolution, the display mode, brightness. VSync is off because who needs that? There is a rate limit, which I turned up. An FOV ticker thing that goes up. I set it to 90. It was on 70 before, but it goes higher than that. TAA, rendering, texture quality, and anistrophic filtering, shadow quality, SSR, SSAO, motion blur, film grain, particle lighting, and depth of field, chromatic distortion, DX12 with ray tracing, and NVIDIA DLSS. I set it to performance. This game is really, really something. Did I mention this game is made by one guy? So now on to the story. You play an operative named Shelly. It's a typical story. You play operative. You're trying to stop evil company from taking over the world. Evil company is always a step ahead of you, but you are the protagonist. You reek of protagonism. You more than likely will stop bad guy at end, but you have to do a lot of grueling work to do so. Pretty simple story. It isn't complicated, but this game is awesome. Did I mention it's made on the Unreal Engine? Did I also mention it's made by one guy? Now onto the gameplay. You have your first gun, which is your normal typical pew pew shooter machine gun. Eventually, you'll get a shotgun. You have your pistol. It shoots bullets and tasers at the same time, which is weird, but also cool. You have your sniper rifle. Maximum sniping people, please. And then there's an alternate fire ability, which I barely used because I could never remember the button for it. And you also have a sword. Which is freaking cool. You can block bullets with it and slice and dice people with it. I also changed the button for using the katana. It was tab, which was just too far for my fingers to reach, so I changed it to a different button that was closer by and more easily accessible because too far away. We also have an ability that I like to call the Force. And instead of explaining to you what that is, I'll just show you.
I'll handle it.
We also have a grappling hook. Here you go. Whee! The enemies in this game are fairly interesting. It's actually kind of amusing to me. You start with your typical bad guys with guns that shoot at you, and then as the game progresses, you end up fighting enemies that have swords and shields. Unfortunately for these bad guys with swords and shields and axes and bows and arrows and big punchy fists like the Juggernaut, you have guns. It's not a fair fight to them. You can shoot them while they're charging at you, which is why I gave them a fair fight with my katana and just kind of sliced them up, trying to be fair, but it was like, really? This is kind of unfair. Now we're on to the gripe I had, the only other gripe I had with this game, and that is the strafing system. Now, on paper, the strafing system works. It does work on the ground when you're dodging people, but when you're doing parkouring, like, for example, jumping across rooftops, during water that's electrified, it doesn't work as shown in the footage I'm showing you right now. I spent so much time in this small section trying to get across these little rooftops in this water that was electrified, and I kept dying because every time I would press W twice or D twice or A twice, I would do the strafe ability, which would send me careening into the water, and it was annoying. Very annoying. But that's probably the only problem I had with this game. Everything else was pretty good. Really, really fun. But that was probably the only part that really put a damper on things. I think the only other part in this game that was kind of frustrating was the airplane part, where you're trying to grapple to the other airplane, and I had a very hard time with that area too. I mean, it wasn't easy to get over there. The game didn't exactly give you much of a window, but I did get over there, and we did continue in this game. There is a car moment in this game. You know, you can't have a action-packed first-person shooter game without a car driving scene. Oh yes!
Director Chen, I've secured the
Look,
vehicle.
guys, I got.
Okay. Move along the river, climb the mountain. Past that, there's a tunnel under construction. I can't get confirmation due to the storm, but that tunnel should take you close to the black hole.
I got a bobblehead bunny. I got a bobblehead bunny. It makes faces. This game's down.
Director Chen, I'm being pursued by enemy tanks.
The vehicle is equipped with mobile turrets. Use them to destroy the enemy.
NASCAR. Maximum burnout driving in first person, please. I could flash off just how good I am in driving. Yes. So yeah, this, like I said, this game was made by one person, and the fact that this guy was able to make this game by himself, even the character's face is mocapped. It's actually his face with, you know, all that rendering and stuff. The fact that he was able to make this as a testimony to, you know, bigger companies that you can make a game. It's not hard. But yeah, go and play this game. It's freaking fun. Leave a like and subscribe. There's always room for more next video. Bye everyone.